This is Annette from my What's Cooking channel in my new kitchen in Long Beach, Mississippi. And I am excited to share a recipe with you today. I hope it comes out. This is my first time ever making it, but this recipe is for a potluck dinner tonight. And it goes out to my girls, all the ladies at Gospel Revolution Church in Slidell, Louisiana. Which is one of the reasons why we moved from California out this way to be a part of this awesome church family where we are always talking about the love of God and how good God is and eternal life, which is what it's all about. It's what the gospel is all about. So enough about that. I am going to make this recipe for this special ladies get together tonight, which I'm so excited about. And we recently, I'll tell you how it came about quickly. We recently went out to lunch at Applebee's, and a few of the ladies just love the lemon cedar grilled lemon chicken with the quinoa and the wild rice. And we all had that, and they asked me if how I would make it. So this is my rendition of my take on Applebee's lemon cedar grilled chicken with the quinoa. And I decided they serve it with a breast of chicken. I've decided to make it a one dish, all in a bowl type deal, and it's going to be served as a cold salad rather than a hot lunch or dinner dish. So I've got everything ready, and the first thing I'll show you a couple of the things that I used to make this. I used one package of Uncle Ben's long grain, the fast cook recipe. I made that according to package directions. I used 1 cup of red quinoa, and I cooked that according to package directions. And I threw in, this is some dried organic forest berries. It's just cranberries, blueberries, and cherries. And it's a 3.5 ounce package. Now, Applebee's uses all cranberries, but I decided to just kick it up a notch and go with the wild berries. That's what I had anyway. So I used almost the whole package, and I saved just a few for garnish. So what I did was really quickly, because I have everything ready, is I cooked the quinoa. And when you make quinoa, make sure that the little seeds open. They have to open so that you can see the little white come out of it. It's called a little tail, they call it. I did a video on how to cook quinoa. I think you can find that on my channel, but you can find it on the internet. You have to make sure that the grain opens. And quinoa is a superfood. It's awesome for you. It's got all 8 amino acids. It's a complete food. It's full of protein and fiber. And so I'm just gonna put the quinoa. It grows a lot, just like rice. Actually more than rice, I think. So this might actually be too much. I'm actually gonna save a little bit because I like to have quinoa like as a cereal sometimes. So I don't know, I just took out about a cup. I just want to save some for myself. So you can see there's still a lot of quinoa in the bowl. And then I'm going to add my rice. So I told you about the berries. What I did was I chopped, I didn't chop them up. I added almost that whole package to the rice while it was cooking, along with 1 teaspoon, which was about 1/2 of a large lemon, 1 teaspoon of finely chopped lemon zest to the rice while it was cooking. So the cranberries and blueberries and cherries. Sorry, I know this is making a lot of noise. I should have used a softer spoon to get this out. It didn't make quite so much noise. So the cranberry, I thought that would impart more flavor to the rice, adding the berries to the rice while it was cooking, and that little bit of lemon zest. So I'm just gonna give this a little stir, and I'm going to add my chicken. Now I thought this would be a great recipe to make with leftover chicken or a rotisserie chicken, but I had some thin chicken breasts, and this is about almost 4, because I ate a little bit, thin grilled chicken breasts, and all I did was season them with some lemon pepper and some Himalayan pink salt, and grilled them on the grill 5 minutes on each side until they were cooked all the way through. I did that yesterday, so I was ahead of the game, and refrigerated it, of course, and then I chopped it up, and I'm going to add that to my bowl. Kind of put it in there right for now, and I'm also going to add my honey roasted pecans. This is a cup of pecans. Now here's a little tip: if you freeze your nuts, it sounds kind of funny. They are easier to chop. So for easier chopping nuts, if you're going to chop them by hand, which I did with my big knife, frozen nuts are easier to chop. So I chopped up a cup of pecans, and I just drizzled over some honey. It was maybe 2 tablespoons or less, and I baked it at 350 for about 10 minutes. Now you really got to watch that you do not burn them. So between 8 and 10 minutes, depending on your oven, keep an eye on them. You'll know because you'll start to smell the fragrance of the pecans, and they're done. So I immediately, and I always bake on parchment paper, I immediately took the pecans with the parchment paper off the pan so that they would not continue to cook, and let them cool down. And then you can just stir them up, and you can see. So I'm going to add about half, you can't really see this, but I'm going to add a little more than half of the pecans to the chicken and wild rice and quinoa mixture. I'm just going to save a little bit for garnish. I like garnish. So save this for my garnish. Put that aside. Get my handy, there it is. Love these spatulas. And my son Steve gave me, it's a Dioro, and they're just great because they're heat resistant, and it's the best spatula I've ever had. It doesn't have the separation thing like, let's see. This is an also favorite spatula. It's new, and it's got little measurements on the side, which will probably wash off in time, but there's no risk of anything getting in between, like these. These come apart. See how that is? And they're great spatulas, but I really love this one because it's all one piece. So that's my favorite spatulas, if you can find those. So I'm just gonna mix up the nuts. That's gonna add a nice crunch to this lemon chicken quinoa salad. I mean, this would be good enough to eat just like this right here, but at the restaurant they serve it with an apple relish, and I have right here, I will show you, I have 1 Granny Smith apple chopped really fine. And I was going to do all Granny Smith, but I kind of like a little sweeter apple also, so I used a Washington apple. So I used 1 Granny Smith apple chopped fine, 1 Washington apple. Use whatever apples you like, but Applebee's only uses the Granny Smith for their apple relish. I chopped up 1 stalk of celery, very fine, and 2 mini cucumbers. I thought that would be really refreshing. And they look like this. They're just mini cukes, and I really like these. They're really good. So I chopped up 2 of those. I didn't peel the apples. I figured if God wanted us to eat apples without skin, there wouldn't be skin on them. So I left the skin on. And I did squeeze over a half a lemon over the apples just so they wouldn't turn brown. So I'm going to, what am I going to do with these? I'm going to put this all in a bowl. Hang on. To put all the apples, sorry about that noise, into the bowl so I can mix all this loveliness up together. All right, there we are. It's all in there. No need to stir it because it's going to get stirred anyway. And I'm going to move on to my lemon vinaigrette. Now, I think that it is a lemon butter vinaigrette. Oh, and I should also say, this is just another change that I made when I was making the rice. It calls for, I think, a tablespoon of butter, and I used ghee instead of butter. You could use either one. It doesn't matter. But I had that, and so I thought I'd use it. So on to the lemon vinaigrette. I'm not going to make a butter vinaigrette. I'm just going to make a simple lemon vinaigrette. But I do have, for my olive oil, I have this wonderful Nuvo Meyer Lemon olive oil, and I have a little less than a half a bottle left. It's a special occasion because it's for the girls tonight. All these wonderful ladies, friends of mine that I love so much. And so I'm going to use the good stuff. I'm going to use it. I'm going to probably use it all up. So here it goes. I'm going to measure out what I have. And okay, we've got a little less than half of a cup. So I really want about 3/4 of a cup. I want to make sure I have enough vinaigrette. And to make a vinaigrette, it's usually 3 to 1. I keep touching my hair, and you know, I learned in my food certification class over and over, never touch your face or your hair when you're cooking. I try to keep my hands very clean, but I can see my hair is in my face. I probably should have done something more with it this morning, but I was just excited to do this video. And there's a pesky fly in here. Go away. So I want at least 3/4 of a cup of olive oil total. I only have a half of the lemon. You don't have to use lemon flavored olive oil. You can use whatever kind you like. This is usually my go-to California Olive Ranch. And so I'm just going to pour in enough olive oil to give me 3/4 of a cup. If I didn't finish my sentence before, a proper vinaigrette is usually a 3 to 1. 3 being the olive oil or whatever oil you're using, and the 1 being your acid, whether it be lemon juice or lime or whatever kind of vinegar you're using. So, I also normally would whisk the olive oil with the vinegar, drizzle it in very slowly to make a proper emulsion, but we're gonna cheat and we're just gonna shake it up because we can. So for the tart part of the vinaigrette, I have some apple cider vinegar, and I want about 1/4 of a cup. So I'm also going to add some other things to this. So I'm just going to pour, that's probably 1/8, maybe a little less. I also like this white Modena vinegar. It's kind of like a white balsamic, but you can use whatever kind of vinegar you like. So I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of that. And I want to add a little fresh lemon juice. And I have my handy dandy citrus squeezer. And it looks like it would go in this way because that's the shape, but it doesn't. It goes in this way. That's how you get the most juice. So it's a half a lemon. I'm going to squeeze that together. Okay, we are just about at the 1/4 of a cup mark line. And I think I want to add a little lime juice too. So I'm going to cut a lime. Yeah, and add the juice of half a lime. That gives a lot of lime, a lot of juice. I like to mix up citrus. I don't know. This tastes good that way. And there's my hair again. Okay, get out of the way. So I even put my glasses on my head, so keep the hair out of my face. Wash the hands. Okay, so I'm washing my hands with soap. Okay. So there is my citrus and my vinegar into the mason jar. We go. I'm going to add a couple twists of, a little bit more than a couple. We want it to have flavor. And that was Himalayan pink salt. Use whatever kind of salt you like. And then I have some mixed peppercorns here. Give that a couple of good turns. And I'm also going to take a little bit of lemon zest. And for those of you who maybe don't know how to zest a lemon, the easiest way is to get a zester. And all you do is kind of position your thumb at the bottom here, put it at the top, and pull, and you get these nice little strands of lemon zest, and then you just chop them up. So I'm going to take a nice little handful right here, maybe two. I'm also going to make a dessert, so I don't want to use all my lemon zest. I need to. I'm going to make lemon ricotta cupcakes if they come out. Also another new recipe, which I won't be doing a video for, because like one video is enough for the day. So I'm just chopping up my lemon zest strips. And this is just going to bring a little bit more lemon flavor to the vinaigrette. Okay, and then we're going to shake. And then taste. Taste, taste, taste. Taste as you go along, so you know what you got. I should shake this for a really long time, but that looks good. It's already it's already emulsified. So a spoon. Taste that. Watch me pucker. You know what? I think it needs a little honey. That's just me. Just a little. Just a little drizzle. I don't have too much left anyway. And I don't think it's quite as I want it to be a little bit more vinegary. So I'm going to add another splash. Sometimes a 3-to-1 ratio, you got to play with it. So that's about a tablespoon. And let's see here. Oops, I'm saving that lemon for later. I'm going to cut another lemon that I zested already. I'm going to add a little bit more to the vinaigrette, just because I think it needs it. Okay, squeeze that in there. All right, shake it up again. Shake, shake, shake. This is good for the arm, you know, the arm jiggle. The arm helps to get rid of the arm jiggle under your arms. Gotta have fun in the kitchen. Okay, so we're gonna taste again. Another spoon. Oh, that's better. That little tiny bit of honey made a big difference. So I'm going to add about, let's see if we can do about half to the apple relish. Okay, stir that up. Okay. Oh, that beautiful lemon, citrus, it's just the smell, it's really good. The cucumbers. Now I'm going to taste this, see if we need any additional salt and pepper. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love it. Okay, now we're gonna mix it all together. Oh, one more thing. Might drizzle some more of this over the top. Oh, that's yummy. Let me set that aside. Get rid of this. I have lots of counter space now. I'm so excited. I have some fresh mint leaves. Oh, I don't know how many are here. Let's see. One. I just grabbed whatever I thought would work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm putting them together in a little package like this. And we're going to chiffonade. Chiffonade is just a fancy term for how you cut fresh basil or mint. You just kind of put them all together like that in a little package and roll it up. Just hold it tightly, and then you take your knife. Can't really see this, I'm sorry. But you just make careful not to chop your fingers. My knife needs sharpening. And then there you go. I have these beautiful little chiffonade cuts. That one didn't quite do it. And I'm going to add this to, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to add it to the apple. And we learned that day we had lunch that Applebee's is no longer going to be using the mint. Oh boy, I don't know if I was supposed to say that. Sorry, Applebee's. But that's what we were told. You could do whatever you want. In the recipe for that lemon cedar chicken dish. Hope I didn't divulge something I wasn't supposed to. But anyway, you'll probably notice it's not in there anymore soon. I haven't done it yet. I also have some fresh basil from my garden. So I have this much basil, whatever that is, and I'm going to do the same thing. Only I'm going to do it a little quicker. Not make such a pretty bundle. Here's another leaf. Because I think basil, because I like basil. I love basil. I love basil with tomatoes. I think basil would be really good in here too. So I am doing the same thing, just slicing it up. This makes it easier to slice when it's in a little bundle, to chop your fresh herbs like that. And there we go. That's going into the relish. And I kind of feel like it needs a little bit more mint. So I'm just going to quickly do a couple more leaves. And I'm so excited about this. I hope it comes out good, because this could make a really nice summer dish for a potluck or at home or lunch. So I'm just going to mix that together. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I'm going to add this apple relish. Not all of it. I'm going to set aside a little. Well, I just won't pour it all in. Set aside a little bit for the garnish on top of the bowl. Just going to add it to here. I'm going to save, I don't know, maybe about a cup, less than a cup, half a cup, a little bit. And we will stir all of this together. And then I'll taste it and see if we need some more vinaigrette. Or I might just pour it over the top. Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? Look at that. Those apples and the cucumber and the celery is going to give it a nice little crunch with the pecans. Or pecans, however you say it. All right, time to taste. Another spoon. I go through a lot of spoons in my kitchen. Okay. Very good. I hope they're gonna like it. So I'm gonna put a little bit more. I really want to save some for the top. I'll Give this a good stir. It's really good. All right, girls. Okay. I don't know if I have a pretty bowl to put this in, so I might just be leaving it in this. So what do I want to do now? I want to put, I'm going to put the rest of the apple relish on, just right over the top. This. There we go. Paper towels here. And what else? The rest of those little berries. Let's chop those up. I love a challenge, so I just love the fact that they asked me how I would make this recipe, and of course I had to make it my way. So that's why it's a one dish recipe. So I'm chopping up the rest of the berries that I had reserved, and that's just for color for the top. I'm going to take these. There we go. I'm going to sprinkle those over the top like that. Oh, that's pretty. And the rest of the pecans. Running out of room. Here we go. Just sprinkling those over the top. And what might be really nice on here? I don't know, maybe a little feta or a little goat cheese. I don't know yet. I might do that. I might add a little goat cheese to it on the top. I haven't decided. And then we're gonna, of course, put some pretty, I'll probably chop up some more of this. Save a couple nice mint leaves for the top garnish. That, or you know what? I'll just rip them. And I should have chiffonade, but I didn't. There we go. At the top, isn't that beautiful? And there you have it, a complete meal right here. I hope you try this recipe. I think it came out fantastic. I gotta taste it again. I think the flavors are pretty spot on. I'm probably gonna pour the rest of this vinaigrette over it and then cover it and chill it, and we're ready to go. My friends at Gospel Revolution Church, ladies, I love you all so much. I hope you enjoy this recipe tonight, along with everything else that everyone's bringing, and maybe it'll be my go-to recipe for further ladies' night potlucks. Love you all. Thank you all for watching my channel, and I hope you enjoy this dish.